Faustino, we in the building, my brother.
What's going on?
How's it going there?
Just got back from a wedding dinner.
I know you spiffy. I done heard about my boy Big Rube in the building. Shout out to Ruben and
married,
his lovely lady now, a lovely wife, as we should say now.
We went to Abuela's right there by the Loop, a good Mexican restaurant.
Oh, yeah, I know that spot.
Yeah,
it is good.
Yeah, it was good. I got this big plate. It's called the Grande. So it had like tamales, because I didn't want to get a burrito, a taco. Want to get something unique. So it was a Tex-Mex restaurant. It was awesome.
Okay.
It was just nice being there and then seeing love and happiness and you know. Ladies, I like the hopeless. I like the hopeless romantic. So I just don't like watching romantic films by myself. So I don't mind watching a romantic film.
Ladies,
right.
Go shoot your shot, dude. Go shoot your shot for him.
Before we have 1,000 subscribers.
My boy out here, he wants to retire that sugar mama lifestyle. You know, he ain't never had it. But at the same time, he don't want to have to go through that. He don't want to be
I've had a couple of women
50
buy
years
some
old,
things.
50, 60 years old out here trying to grab up 20-some-year-olds. So, you know, you trying to find him a good, clean, wholesome woman.
Yeah. And I'm also realistic. I'm not gonna be one of them guys like, oh, if she has a kid, it's a no-go. You know?
Better be.
And that's not an issue, you know. Obviously, I don't want to be part of like some crazy love triangle, because I kind of dealt with that in downtown Orlando.
Yeah.
And, you know, just not to get too deep into it, but the dude was like super, like I was scared. Like, is this dude gonna O.J. Simpson me? Cause dude, I've seen people blow up phones, you know, from selling tree and, you know, being around, hanging out with drug dealers, seeing that phone ring, but I've never seen a phone ring like this before. Like, it was pathetic, you know? Wow. So, yeah, it was weird. The guy was like in front of the building, and then I'm just like, dude, am I gonna get stabbed over this? But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it, because I at least want that person to be able to defend themselves, and
I ain't never been in no situation like that. And I ain't got to worry about nothing like that. So, I mean, unless her baby mama.
Speaking of wild relationships,
let's
talk about Miss Remy Ma.
It was getting ready.
Yeah. Last episode we were talking about. Now we're gonna get into the TMZ.
I was just about to say. I was like, hold on now. Speaking of wild relationships, Jesus, man, fucking Remy and Pat, bro.
All right, just so we're clear. Whose side are you on, Ron?
I'm listen. Listen.
Are you Remy? Team Remy?
I'm team Pat Poose all day long. I'm the dude. I've been a Pat, and I'm gonna have a little bit of biasy when it comes to this one, a little bit more bias on Pat Poose's side than probably on Remy. I'm just gonna be straight up for you. I'm gonna be a little bit objective. You know what I mean, when we talk about it, whatever. But
I heard both sides, so I got take on that.
I did not go too deep into Remy's side just because.
Well, I can update you.
She's given scorn. You
want me to inform you on some of the stuff she was saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing she said, he's a compulsive gambler. He lost $35,000. Okay. He said she bought gifts for herself and said Pat Poose bought it, saying because, you know, she was like that. Now Pat Poose is saying he wrote 90% of her rhymes.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to add, did she? I mean, one of her most is successful. He said he wrote Conceited.
Yeah.
Which was one of, and then All the Way Up. I'm curious if he wrote All the Way Up.
Me, I'm a Pat Poose fan. Like, I could spit Pat Poose lyrics off rip. And I've been a Pat Poose fan since high school. I'm 36 years old, so you already know.
But he's more of a mixtape rapper.
Exactly. But
has he ever put an album out?
He's a mixtape rapper because he was being a husband to her in jail. That's the point. So yeah, we'll obviously get to that. But yes,
Remy Ma was saying while she was in prison, he was cheating with all types of women.
I don't know how he was up there every single damn day.
Well, that's what she was
spending the
saying.
whole day with her.
And then she said
On Rikers Island.
She said when she got out of prison, she had to fight his baby mama at Thanksgiving.
His baby mama at the time was like, his baby mama at the time was like, the baby, she got out in 2012 and I think that kid is like 20, his daughter is like 24, 5, 6, something like that. One of them, they're around that same age. So the baby was like,
and then
the baby was about 10 years old.
You could tell Remy Ma was going for daggers because she said,
yes, she was.
But she was going for the juggler when she
yes,
said,
she was.
She said Papoose disowned their gay son. And I was like, that's way too personal.
Yes.
Whether it's true or not, that's way too much family tea out there in the public.
I did not need to
especially,
hear that, and that ain't cool.
And one thing I did see in Papoose in his live is that you guys, you know, we're celebrities, but we're people too. But you know, but this is like entertainment. And so she was saying like to the Remy fans that like, you're just entertaining your fans.
Exactly.
They don't care about like
they don't care about what's
the kids
really going on.
The family dynamic.
Like, the dynamic, like how it's really like these kids is getting ruined and stuff like that. And she's making herself look bad. At the same time, Papoose was still, even when he knocked my man, even when he knocked out Easy to Block, he's still out here, yo. Does he got something on you? Like, he don't want nothing to do with you at this time.
But doesn't Papoose own that rap league?
Yeah, he's part owner of it.
Yeah, and then
of the one where shit got new on it.
The guy that she was cheating with and then
he was the first artist.
Papoose said that he had an apartment, Remy Ma had an apartment with him. They were like 30 miles down the street. So every time he said, well, Remy used to say, I'm at work, she was at his apartment getting piped down.
Yeah.
But apparently Papoose was cheating too. So is there a double standard as a man?
I'm just trying to figure out when. I think she was just lying. She's saying that to make it lessen the burden.
What started the whole thing was Papoose' girlfriend saying, I don't want to address the elephant in the room. On
the Breakfast Club interview. And when I did hear that, because I heard it the other day.
Lost it after that.
When I heard it the other day, I was like, oh shit. I already knew.
Yeah.
I already knew. I was like, oh shit.
So is that lady an artist? Is Papoose artist, or is that just his girlfriend?
No, she's a boxer. She's like the heavyweight champ of the world.
And Papoose is dating her?
Yeah, in like 5.
Papoose isn't that big though, is he? He's got to be like 5'8", 5'9".
No, Papoose is like my size, my height.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Papoose is about my size, my height, something like that. But nah, and then like I said, she's the heavyweight champ of the world in 5 different weight classes.
Well, Remy Ma's a Amazonian too.
That's true. So but she can't handle her. Yeah. But at the same time, Remy Ma don't mind shooting a bitch. Because she will shoot a bitch.
And then
that's what she went to jail for.
Papoose was also saying that Remy Ma's bisexual, and then the girlfriend was picking their daughter up, and he wasn't cool with that.
Listen, point blank, period. This is what's going on. Remy Ma Papoose. I ain't gonna lie. Papoose, when he was talking about what he was going through, it did give a little bit that it's like, damn, after 20 years, because trust me, I know I have that feeling, because I be feeling the same way. He don't want nothing to do with her. But it's like after 20 years, you still willing to out here put my name, put my character, all this other stuff out here and make it look like I'm this, that, and the third to you. You forget all them times I drove up to Rikers Island and I put my whole career, my whole life online for you. I almost got arrested because I tried to bring your ass a key, a master key, to get your ass out, to get you out of jail when he was young and dumb and shit like that. And
what do you mean a master key?
A master key to unlock her out of some cuffs, some type of cuffs that they was using to for them to come in and do their conjugals or something like that.
Oh.
I think they couldn't do like a conjugal or something that day or whatever. So it was something along that line or whatever.
Right. Got you.
And so he was
I thought you were talking like a prison breakout. I was like,
hell no, his ass would be right in Rikers Island on the next island. Okay. No. But so to do all that. You forget about that. You forget about the times that like I said, he's up there every single day, up in there putting his whole career online, baby, watching your kids watching your kids while he's at work, and then you talk about, oh, he's cheating. How is he cheating? When's he cheating? When's he cheating? When the kids go to sleep? When you drop your ass off? When he's in the studio? Because it seemed like, because trust me, I was back then, I was waiting on the Nasarima Dream to drop back when it was supposed to drop in 07. Damn it, I was waiting for that time.
Papooses mixtape?
Yeah, that was supposed to be his first album. Because at that time,
so he never signed to a record label.
No, he signed to a record label at first, but he got dropped from it because obviously he couldn't meet the goals because he was shelving the album. Because a lot of that was from what he was saying, he was going up there every single day for a whole year straight. He dropped that first album in 2013 after she got out. He was being a husband and making Prev ride and making sure his wife was good in jail, making sure his kids and her kids is all taken care of, making sure he's providing for her, making sure his wife got shit on the books and everything. Like, yeah, Remy can handle herself, but at the end of the day, he's doing what a husband was supposed to do. And still trying to, like, he slowed down a lot on the music at that time. But once she got out, that's when he started to get back into it a little bit more. He sped up the process a little bit. He was able to, but now it's like, yo, help a brother out, you know what I mean? And at that time, he's still helping you out. He's still writing all your rhymes and stuff like that. And like I said, they ain't taking nothing away from Remy Spence, but you could tell there's a difference. There was a huge difference. Like I say, I can hear Papoose lyrics in Remy Ma, you know? So it's like, why are you mad? You mad at this man because you got caught. Now you trying to take the heat off of you. You easily just a narcissistic person like that. And I know because I had dealt with one. So I know exactly how he was feeling during that time. Because like you said, even in my situation, I know what I did in my last relationship. And I want nothing to do with her, but I still be thinking like, damn, really? You still putting me through? You still want to put me through some stuff like that? And it sounded, he was given that type of energy in his response live. And he came back with
Remy Ma said, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you jerk.
She said, I don't know who the fuck you are. Y'all little Ron and Austino's podcast. Oh, we're back. Yeah.
Action. Compressor. Action.
We back, man.
Two in a row.
Remy out here. She the ghost of Remy is up in the building somewhere, man. She made us turn the compressor on, so we had to, calm down. She might allegedly shoot the shit out of us or something.
She was all the way up.
Yeah. There you go. She was all the way up over here. But yeah, man, like I was saying, dog, he do sound like he is got a little bit of
I'm sure there's truth on both ends.
I think, yeah, I'm sure there's obviously
I'm sure he was cheating
on both ends.
You don't think he cheated at all?
I don't know. Maybe he did.
I mean, he never denied it.
Yeah, maybe he did. But when are we talking about too? Like that's what I'm talking about. She keeps saying like she cheated. Like what are we talking about? Like when
she was in prison. She was in prison, he had a bunch of girlfriends and he was still messing around with his baby mom and then on Thanksgiving they got into a fight. I mean, that's what she's claiming.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
And then he's a gambler. He's broke. She's buying gifts for himself, saying that he bought it, but she really bought it for herself to make him look good.
Yeah, but bitch, now that's where I get to the whole husband and wife situation now.
You said whole bitch.
As a husband though, I done held you down these 8 years, 8 long ass years while your ass was in jail.
Now she was in 4 years.
No, she was in for 8 years.
No, look it up.
No, she was in for 8
years. You can look at it. Oh yeah, we can do it.
Faustino, go ahead, bro. She went down for 8.
Let me see if I can keep my 95%.
Or was it 6 years on an 8-year bid? No,
No,
it
don't
was
go back
4
now.
All right, it was 4 years on an 8-year bid. She served 4 years on an 8-year bid. It was an 8-year bid, but she served 4 years of it because she went in at 08 and came out in 2012.
We were both wrong.
What?
She did
What?
she did 6 years in prison.
Yeah, all right. So I was right the second time. It was 6 years on an 8-year bid. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I thought it was 4 because he kept saying 4. He said I was going up there for 4 years.
but
I
she
mean,
went-
that's what I thought I heard him say.
But she went in 08 though, and got out in 12. I don't know. Anyway, we just fact checked. It was 6 years. So 6 long years he went on.
What did
up
she
there.
go to prison for again? I should have read it. Well, like that should have been the first question I should have asked you.
She went to jail.
Didn't she shoot someone?
Hell yeah. It wasn't just someone.
Lil'
it was
Kim?
a homegirl. It was a homegirl. She shot that hoe over some money.
How much money?
Damn. How much was that? I think it was like $800 or some shit. She was $800 talking shit. I ain't gonna pay you back. Fuck you, bitch. You ain't gonna shoot shit.
Damn.
she hit it with the bow bow.
The Tory Lanez.
Oh man, yeah.
I almost got you to say Tory Lanez
listen.
shot her.
No, hell no. You won't get me to say that. And I'll be apparently.
My stance, I don't know about that. But let's get back to
Yeah.
Remy Ma. We're actually going to talk about Mr. Little
Yeah.
Tory Lanez trying to act like thug life in a
Yeah.
in a gangland prison in California.
But yeah, so nah, man. I think like I said, my baby mother lies on me all the time too about some shit. You know, because she's bitter and hurt and ain't in a better situation than she'd like to be. So she'll tell people that, oh, I ain't shit neither, all kinds of shit and all that other bullshit. You know, so I've seen that, been there, done there. You know.
I don't know. I think they were both, it was just a dysfunctional
Granted.
relationship. I think they were both cheating on each other. They were a little jealous of, I think at different points in their career in which can cause friction in a relationship if one's doing better than the other and one's doing really good. So I think at one point, Papoose was doing his thing, and I think Remy Ma was doing his thing.
In the very beginning
And it
stages,
just kept going back and forth, and then eventually jealousy came into play in
Remy
that relationship.
always had Remy, even before she went to jail, conceded. That happened before she went
That's
to
the
jail.
Fat Joe song, right?
Concede. Yeah. No.
Oh,
No.
it's a solo
No,
song?
that was her first solo record.
Okay. And Papoose wrote
yeah.
that. That's what he claims.
Yeah, conceded. So that was her first solo record that she put out before she went to jail back in it's like 05 or something like that, or maybe 06 or something. 04. She put that out in 04, and then the album came out in like 05.
Didn't Fat Joe and Papoose used to have beef with each other?
Yeah, they had a beef. They had a real beef going on.
And then Remy Ma was like between it because
Yeah.
that's Fat Joe's artist.
Yeah, 'cause they
but
was
that's
like-
Papooses manager and husband.
Yeah. Yeah. So they
Apparently, Fat Joe said he got in a fight with them in Phoenix, Arizona, or something.
No,
Or
they
it
got
was
into a
like
fight. They got into
in a hotel fight.
They got into a fight in New York.
Who won?
Back in like 08. Pap said he won.
Fat Joe said he won too.
Yeah, but Fat Joe also kept changing his stories around. He came out.
And Mr. Gang, Mr. Crack Dealer is scared to fly.
Joey Crack? Oh yeah.
He's scared to fly on the
yeah,
airplane.
ain't nothing.
So how gang can he really be?
Oh yeah.
So come get at me, Fat Joe. Come see me in the
Man,
clouds.
I'm thinking of some Papoose lyrics right now in my head.
Oh, he has a Fat Joe diss?
Oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of Fat Joe,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
thinking
he
of
got
some
he got his podcast and Jadakiss.
I know,
and I
him
got
and
a lot of
Jadakiss.
respect.
Yeah,
but
I said the same
he's
thing.
like stepping on a lot of toes in that, saying like Joe Budden's seats and saying disrespectful stuff. And it's kind of known in the industry he embellishes a lot of stories.
Yes.
He said he discovered B.I.G. He said he brought Tupac.
Fat Joe, God, who's like a storyteller that
Just makes up shit.
yeah. Whoever that person is that you
Because he
think of,
said,
that's who Fat Joe is in
he
the
said something, and then they asked Snoop Dogg. He was like, Kendrick Lamar's the king of the West, and then Snoop Dogg just said, no, he's not. And then he goes back to, oh no, Snoop's a god in the West Coast. He's a god in hip hop. And then if you say something, you got to stick with what you say. You can't go back when you get you got to stay in the fire. You got to stay committed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, my boy, Fat Joe, you can't take him serious, man. You take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt because you might not get what you're expecting.
He's a storyteller.
Yeah. He knows how to embellish. He definitely embellishes some stories a lot. So, but yeah, Papoose and Remy, I think they're just, you know.
It's just a dysfunctional.
She
the only
upset
one
she
that
got caught cheating. Pap knocked her man out. Pap knocked her man out. She got caught cheating with the motherfucker. And she claims she
You know what Papoose said? He said, I told her I was going to touch him. I was like,
as he should.
And
I would do the
no, but
same
this is what
shit.
he said. He said the real reason why I knocked him out,
As he should,
was because he shook my hand.
Yep.
And everything. He smiled in my face.
Yep.
And then he was like,
Hell
next time
yeah.
I see him, I'm gonna get him.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, I've seen stuff like that happen all the time.
Hell yeah.
People have been fighting over women since the dawn of time.
But Pap said, I ain't fight because you cheated on me. Bitch, it was because of that little motherfucker.
Because he shook my hand.
Hell yeah. That's cause now you disrespecting me. You playing in my face. As a man, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't play in my face. And then and then to start go kikiing behind my back, bro. Say what you gotta say, or either do what you gotta do. Or not do what you gotta do while I'm around. You know what I mean? If you man enough. Cause now, like you said, now you gotta get your ass put on the floor.
Yeah.
You gotta get your jaw jacked.
Which is kind of hot too, admitting it on camera. So he could have gotten in some big trouble for that. So you gotta be careful, like when you punch someone, because you could really hurt someone. Like, let's say I got in a fight out there.
Oh yeah.
And the dude hits his curb. He gets charged with manslaughter.
That's a fact.
You got, like, if I'm gonna punch somebody, I'm not gonna talk about it on camera. I'm gonna like, hey, that's what they're saying. I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on.
But you know, it's.
But it just seemed kind of.
That's street.
But then
stuff.
on his end, the guy that he sucker punched. You got to come with that same energy because he could catch you slipping too. He could catch Papoose at the Staten Island Mall and just bam, got him. And I mean, where does it stop after that? So
it been stopped.
No, but I'm saying, like, if it escalates, like, let's say that guy punches Papoose. I mean, where does it go after that? Then we're talking about guns, stabbing, and throwing bottles.
He hasn't.
Speaking of bottles, your boy Chris Brown got locked up in the UK.
Yeah, what the fuck? I saw the headline.
And that happened. He threw a club at a producer
a
while ago.
Yeah.
In 2022.
Yeah,
but
I was like,
UK legal system's a lot. Hey, I don't think their statute of limitations is different than the UK, but
apparently,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's kind of bold on his end to go back to that country, to the crime scene. But maybe he didn't think that they were going to press charges, or they caught him off guard.
I wouldn't have thought so neither.
But
yeah, hell no, I wouldn't have thought so neither. Apparently, shit.
So,
I mean, bottle, right?
I guess let's transition into the P. Diddy update of week 2, because I got some theories. I came up with a theory of who Diddy's handler is.
The handler,
the handler of the Diddy, the Clyde Davis.
Yeah, I agree. He was the one that brought Diddy into the game. He helped create Bad Boy. He was the one that showed him how.
And it's just wild how everything he did got expedited. The liquor, the Sean John, him doing acting, like with the entertainment. After Biggie died, they had the album of with Biggie. He did the song with Faith Hill.
Faith Evans.
What?
Evans.
Faith Evans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said Faith Hill. That's a country singer.
Yeah,
yeah. Faith. Yeah.
Faith.
Faith. And Yeah, and I think all these people in the music industry are just fucked up people, bro. And I think they're soulless. I think Clyde Davis has a history.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta be soulless to sell heroin.
yeah,
You're selling a drug that kills people. So like he was washing heroin money with
Listen,
record
you gotta
money.
remember-
Yeah. And he's got like three tax evasion.
Where Whitney Houston was found, her body was found at whose party?
Clyde Davis party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on now. That was
So-
a bigger artist. Come on now.
I think Clyde Davis is
Clyde Davis.
92 years old, and he's like, Diddy, you're on your, I'm trying to fight every day to live. So
Yeah,
I think-
you can't do nothing to Clyde Davis nowadays. You even if Diddy get, let's say Diddy get on the fucking stand in a couple weeks, and just say fuck it, it was Clive, it was Lucian Grain, it was every big wig, it was Trump, everybody was at my parties.
And also, I found
It
out.
don't matter.
I also found some research that Diddy's mom was a sex worker / stripper, and I'm thinking like he grew up around all this, like prostitution and all this crazy sex parties and all this stuff. He's been around this type of environment since he was a little kid.
And that's why he liked that type of shit. See, the Lucian Grains.
You see the video of his mom? She's like, "Oh, my mom could touch the palms."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
His mom, she out here in them parties too. Like how does your mother go to your damn party? Your sex party, your weirdo freak off parties. You're weird. You and your mama are weird. Y'all having freak offs together. Y'all fucking weird. But that's the whole thing, man. Those head, like the Warner Brothers head honchos, the Lucian Grains, the Clyde Davises, those big wigs, like those people that come to those parties, they're out here doing those things. But like you said, the fall guy has to be Diddy. Excuse me. So what happens is,
But I think-
they do these parties and they like, oh shit, well, this is the type of shit that I like to do. So it's like, all right, this is the type of shit that I like to do. And if you need the connection, just come to the Diddy party. I'll be there. I'll be at that Diddy party. And if you want to get in this movie, you want to get this song, you want to get this album, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do for that. Allegedly. You know what you got to do for that.
I also want to reiterate
How to get
that
disconnected.
a lot of these issues came with the tequila company and you know the breach of contract, and he actually won that lawsuit. So he definitely pissed off some very powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, if I'm his defense lawyer, I'm like, Diddy, you're gonna have to snitch on somebody. But it's like he's scared to tell on anybody.
I don't
It's
think
just
it's
like Diddy
over.
doesn't seem like the type of
I don't
character
think
that
it's
would take
over.
the fall for everything, the whole show.
Like I said, I
Like,
still think.
but
he's
the
gonna
thing
get on that
also,
stand.
you know, Maxwell, the girl, she was kind of like the girlfriend of Epstein. We didn't hear anything about the case like we're hearing about the Diddy. Maxwell was the girlfriend of Epstein that was bringing the girls to the island, getting the massage, and
Yeah.
But her dad is some spy in England, CIA,
Damn.
like high up there. But in the federal case, we didn't see any sketches. We didn't get to hear anything names. Everything was so quiet. We didn't see like anything.
Whoa.
But everything, but this Diddy thing is so wide open. And this is why I'm
Well,
like, Diddy.
There are sketches of the Epstein stuff.
No, Maxwell. I'm talking about.
Of Maxwell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
It didn't there was no like records of what happened in the courtroom. It was just like she's guilty, and then there was no court documents, which
The
is supposed to be
documents, yeah.
public
Yeah.
knowledge. It's all sealed. So I don't know if she's some type of government informant herself, or if she's
probably
even
took-
really in prison.
Could take in. Well, I was about to say no. She didn't take no immunity deal because she got prosecuted on whatever she got. But yeah, no, yeah, I remember. Like I said, I didn't hear. I couldn't
Exactly.
remember.
No one heard about anything. And she's like the star witness. She knows everybody that was on that flight log. She knows she's like the most important person in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure Diddy knows a lot of important things, so I don't understand like how the government even like it even got this far. I felt like he would have told, or he's scared to tell, or he really thinks he can beat this case.
I think that's the part, because like I said, I didn't think when he got arrested, I gave him a month because I just thought Diddy was coming. Diddy gonna snitch everybody out.
And then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to kill him."
Exactly.
So they probably
allegedly.
No, I'm not saying it happened. That's reality. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to say allegedly, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I agree, but allegedly. But yeah, nah. I gave him about a month because, like, I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker about to be singing like the Temptations." Of
Exactly. He gave up Shine like that.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, Diddy ain't taking no rap for nobody." He better
Shine
be like,
shot the gun.
It's him. It's gonna be him right behind this banister right here. He hiding. Hey, Lucian, Clive, come on now. You can come on out. Hey, they got us. Nah, I definitely thought he was gonna get about a month. But then obviously he felt like he could beat it. And even to this point, like I said, once I feel like he starts to think where it might be slipping away, I think he's gonna get up on that stand.
If you have to.
Diddy is kind of like running that defense team out from what people are telling. He's still writing them questions and stuff, trying to get the defense to read these questions and run like the defense and whatnot. He's still looking a little flustered in actual court. And
the whole thing's bizarre, right?
When he fuck yeah.
From the prostitute named The Punisher to did you notice that too? Diddy's mom was wearing had the walker the first day, and then the second day she's wearing an all red, walking like normal. They're just trying to play. But this whole thing has turned into a show. Everybody's dressing with these obnoxious suits and everything.
I found out Diddy got a recording team that's following the family, like a documentary team that's following the family.
Oh, he's trying to make that money.
Oh yeah, he got a documentary team.
He's already working on his PR.
I don't know what that. I don't know what if you document him going or if you document him trying to come out. Either way, he got a documentary team with the family and with on him and stuff. Man, and like you said, the PR team, they got the free Diddy shirts going out there for $20 a pop. $20 an hour out there. You stand in front of the whatchamacallit for an hour, you get $20. Wear my free Diddy shirt. Like they out here really like trying to make it look, trying to get the Diddy supporters out here. And shoot, they really working hard to do that. Because like I said, I think Diddy's gonna get on the stand. I don't know when he's gonna get on the stand. He probably get on the stand towards the end. Because obviously we know what's this.
What do you think his punishment's gonna be? As far as like how much prison time?
They're gonna make an example out of him. They're gonna give him at least 15 plus.
I say 10 or under, or walks.
Giving him 15 plus, bro.
What
we doing? I don't know what we gonna do, but I'm saying 15 plus.
I said 10
because they gonna make an example. They're like, yo, listen, you can't be out here Diddy bopping and riding on these
and also
these rubber ducks. I was
watching.
Did you see what's going on? These rubber ducks. There are rubber ducks, like these little rubber duckies in these baby oil bottles, and he was on the little balloon that I put up in the whatchamacallit that I put up earlier today on the whatchamacallit. And I was like, what the? I was like, there's 2 rubber ducks. Then I looked on the internet. I was like, man, he riding on a big ass rubber duck. And then I seen another, like a rubber duck in another evidence picture and stuff. I was like, what the fuck is this? Justice to the free the rubber ducks. Justice to the rubber ducks. Cause this motherfucker's weird.
He's something else.
Isn't
Isn't it wild? And did you see that Halloween video of him dressing up like the Joker?
Yeah.
And he really is the Joker.
Man, that's crazy.
He's probably worse than the Joker.
At
least the Joker is somewhat
of crazy.
He's somewhat of
When
a
that
hero.
First came out, yeah.
Joker,
yeah.
like if you look at the he's like
like you can
See-
kind of
see how the
get
Joker
where he's coming from.
yeah.
When that first came out, I was like, yo, he killed that. Both of them, because he did it for like two Halloween straight.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, did he did that. He did reincarnated that pretty good.
Who's the master manipulator?
And I'm sitting
Do you
there
think
thinking about it.
Cassie was ever in love with Diddy? Or he was just using her for his notoriety and money?
He was using her for her?
No,
Or
you think
she
Cassie
was using
like
her?
legitly loved her? I think Diddy loved her. I think Diddy was, because people say, oh, she didn't have a record deal. He really tried to put her in a position to become a superstar. She just didn't have the talent, or the discipline, pretty much for what Ryan Leslie.
I
She
think
cared
the
more about
discipline.
Diamond Girl was about
think-
Cassie. The song Ryan Leslie wrote
the hell
about,
is
it's
Diamond
called
Girl?
Diamond Girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, a girl that just wants the diamonds, doesn't want the love.
I was just about to say, I don't think even at that, let's say she was 19, 20 years old. I don't think she had the discipline to be able to keep up with the demands that Diddy was asking for. And the fact that, she did the BET, the 106 and Park, whatchamacallit, back in like 09. She's young. She don't know how to combat a bad performance, things like that. I don't think she just knew how. She was in over her head. She wanted to be a model first. Second, singer. Because
third actor.
everybody, yeah,
Actress.
exactly. And everybody knows she can't sing.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it. You can hear that shit. You can hear that shit and realize, man, she can't sing. He saw it because she was pretty.
She's cute.
And he saw it because she was pretty. She was a pretty little modelly looking thing.
I mean, she's exotic.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he saw. He was like, oh,
Her mom
shit.
is Mexican.
I can make her take that.
Her mom is Mexican and black, and then her dad is Filipino.
Yeah.
She's cute.
He saw that's the potential he saw. He ain't see no damn.
I think he liked it. I think he was in love with her, bro. And he legitimately loved her, and he was trying to put her in, and he was just it got messy. It was a messy relationship.
Yeah, it just
got messy.
Yeah.
She left him. Tried to go. She was an industry girl at the end of the day. She was with Kid Cudi and all these other guys, and Kid Cudi looking wild, having his bodyguard hold a umbrella, smoking a cigarette. Look,
I didn't see any of the Kid Cudi footage or testimony and stuff like that. I did see the still shots of like when you said him smoking a cigarette. Like,
yeah, with the bodyguard looking like what the.
I was like,
that's
boy,
what I'm saying. Everybody is like promoting them.
Like,
hey,
Jesus
if you notice,
Christ,
everybody's
my guy.
promoting themselves. The lawyers are promoting themselves.
Oh,
they're
of
promoting. Dawn Richardson is promoting
this is
herself.
the highest-
She's trying to put a book.
Dog,
Everybody's trying to
this
make
is the
money off this stuff.
Is the biggest court case since OJ, bro. Everybody's got to get court suit ready.
Can we both agree
ready
there's
for the
bigger
camera.
things in America that deserves way more notoriety than this?
Of course.
Like
Not.
in the greater scheme of things, this
Yeah,
is like a
of course.
5-year sentence, like a little small, like this isn't like some 10, 15, 20 year, like he was making billions off escort services. He had all the money he was getting.
He just wanted them for himself. That's what that's their argument. He was like,
and I'm starting to understand
doing this for me.
The way they write that law, racketeering is so vague and gray.
Yeah,
you
it's
could
gray.
literally, like you and I could own a barbershop.
We can get
And just because we use the money from our proceeds, even though we don't do anything, and then we get escorts over there at that hotel, that could be considered racketeering.
Yeah.
But it's
and forcing them, to not leave and things like that, or behind their own will, or
so what it seems
coercing
like
them
is that the
into
state,
things.
not the state, the government, the federal government, starting appearing to make the case.
Mhm.
But
yeah, and which I said was going to happen. I was like,
But-
yo, they're going to get into that part, get into the making.
It's very
of it.
gray. It's very
Oh, yeah,
gray.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
very gray.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very confusing if you don't know anything about laws or legal systems.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
it's
I
just
had to-
confusing.
I had to double check.
Because
I'm
you
like-
look at when you think
I had to
Rico
double
case,
check
you're
and
thinking
stuff
of
too, and like I'm like, 'cause
you're
I'm
thinking
like
about
listening
Al
to what you
Capone.
saying, and I'm like, but these people was talking about this, and I'm like, what the fuck is really going on? Like, how is this the Rico racketeering involved? And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm hearing what they're setting up, painting the picture, because I'm like, all right, yeah, I know you got to paint that picture. All right, he's a crazy dude. He likes to he beats on Cassie, and they out here having wild freak off parties and stuff like that. And now,
well,
okay,
the
well,
government
now,
could
here we
also
go.
say he was using his bodyguards
Uh-huh.
and they're witnessing crimes and they know what the flow is. So you could say that's racketeering because that's somewhat of a criminal enterprise because
Yeah.
his bodyguards
Those are
are like
his
the
bodyguards.
muscle
Uh-huh.
if something gets messy.
Yep. If anything gets pop off, yo, Diddy's like,
Yeah.
handle that.
Which
That's
I kind
racketeering.
of think, if you notice, it would be more of a cut case if he was doing those freak offs in his office buildings. But I'm kind of thinking like he talked to a lawyer before all this happened to protect him from a situation like this. So that's why I think he was also off guard. Hear me out on this. So he was smart enough to always do that stuff in hotel rooms, never at his house.
Yes, he did. He
What?
did him at his house.
He did?
Yeah, he did him at his house.
But he never did it in the workplace. He never did it at the office like Vince McMahon did.
Oh,
He was.
okay, yeah.
That's why I heard this lawyer
But,
say.
hold on, because I don't know what that means either. Because he got studios in his house. He got studios in his house, and hell, I know Lil Rod's testimony. The dude that talked about he sexually assaulted Diddy back in the day. He said, allegedly, he said that he sexually assaulted Diddy he got sexually assaulted by Diddy in the bathroom where there's a makeshift studio. So does that even count like as a office space? If it's a makeshift studio in the bathroom, Diddy's walking around with his shirt, with no drawers on, and he's over here grabbing your ass and shit like that in the makeshift studio.
But can I say? Let me say something. In
Allegedly?
no. But if I was Diddy's defense lawyer, I would say, why are we having all this hearsay stuff? He was never convicted of.
That one
yeah,
was dropped.
Yeah,
So,
but how come this Kid Cudi? I was never convicted of this. So why is this getting brought up? These are all rumors at this point. All the witnesses that you're bringing are, it's my word against their word, but I was never convicted of any of this. So I was never convicted of arson. Where are my fingerprints on his cars? How come I haven't even, there's a lot of things the defense could do at this point too. So I don't understand
don't
the
know
point
if
of
they're gonna-
having the Punisher on there. I don't understand the details of prostitutes coming on Cassie and then her putting it on his nipples. I don't understand any of that, but to
That's
make him look so demonic, like
That's
if
part
he,
of,
like
that's
how
part
can
of-
you let
that
a
is
man like
part
this
of-
walk? But that's not
part of their
that's the
plan.
confusion is this isn't a character trial because obviously he
Yeah.
would this
I
would
agree.
he would, but this is all about legal. But
and it's trying to paint the picture that he could do this type of stuff.
and the government's trying to take all his assets, but the government can only take assets that were
Are
involved in
in
criminal
his-
activity.
Oh, okay.
So they can't take the $60 million Beverly Hills house. They can't take the $38 million house in Miami. They can't take those houses unless
But
it
they're
was
trying to say-
yeah.
they're trying to
But
say-
they're going.
Like I was
think
saying,
yeah, I think they're going
is
way
that
too hard.
make shit like I was saying, can that still be considered an office space if he's
And-
working out and allegedly doing the sexual trafficking and sexual assault? Because he has had freak offs in those houses. That's the part.
But none of that money. I don't know.
Yeah.
But basically, he hired a lawyer that was an attorney that takes people's assets. So he already like has a a protection of his assets. So if he's found guilty, let's say he does 15 years, at least when he gets out of prison, he'll still have his assets. So he already thought about that so far.
Yeah, he got to.
Yeah,
he got to figure that.
Because they're coming after. They want everything he has. They don't want him to have anything. They want to take everything away from him.
That's where it goes.
Which
to the top.
I don't know.
He's not.
I don't know how I feel about that.
He's the fall guy.
But the fall guy needs to speak up and start telling on some people.
I think the fall guy. I firmly believe the fall guy, aka Diddy, aka Sean Puff Daddy Combs, is going to get on that stand. I don't know when he's going to get on that stand.
Yeah, but this is the difference between getting on that stand to protect yourself or talking to a detective and be like, hey, because it wouldn't be.
But he thought he can do it. He thought he can get away with it. He gonna get on the stand and tell, and then now they go. What that would do? Yeah, he might lose still, and what all that's gonna do. But if he tell and be like, yo, Lucian Graham, he was the one that, or
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis, he was the one that's over here from. He showed me how to launder the money into my companies and all this other stuff. And he starts saying
teach me how to escort.
He starts saying big shit.
Yeah.
Just like what happened when he got caught on camera beating Cass's ass. They're gonna start looking at Clive Davis or start looking at whoever the next guy is. Start looking at one of these presidents and be like, hold on, that don't sound that sounds pretty bad. We might need to look into this a little bit more. Because we might have something on that. Because that's what happened with what happened now. Once he got caught, once the camera footage came out, he beat Cassie's ass, it was a wrap from there. They said that's when they started. Homeland Security said, okay, that's when we're going to start the investigation.
Well, they were investigating for years, for decades.
Yeah. But that's when they was like, all right, it's time to go hunting now. It's time to hunt.
It's just wild, right? It's a wild situation.
He put his ass under jail. He need to go under jail.
You think so?
Yeah. At least 15. Like I said,
I at least want him.
I think he need to go under.
It's like I kind of want the government to make a deal with him because I want to see I want to see a face on who's running the big show. So like he's almost like an asset to the government right now.
If he do that, then sure, I'm cool with that. But
he's got to tell on somebody.
Yeah. But he done already stopped with the plea deals. He ain't take none of the plea deals.
He can still take a plea deal right now. If
he can.
I mean, his lawyers can talk to the prosecution all day and just say, hey, I'll give you this guy. How many years? Can we talk about how many years? But I'm sure if they had those conversations. But then you don't think they've questioned him?
But then I also think he's scared to die too.
What?
Because I think he would be scared to be Epstein.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He still got a fan. He still got
it's
a
just
wife.
Suspicious how quiet he is. Like he's too loud to just be like, just take it on the face like that.
But from what I'm seeing, dog, he's really loud in that courtroom. Like not as like loud where he's obviously causing a ruckus, but he's loud with his body movements, his body language. From the people that's actually reporting from the courtroom, they're all saying like he's looking like he over there in the chair shaking and shit and all this other stuff, and he grunting and sucking his teeth and shit like that. Like he knows he don't have control right now. I think the only control he can have is if he go and say, "Yo, go up on that." It was him, Your Honor. It was him.
Yeah, but he can't, it doesn't work like that, Ron. He's got to have a deal with the prosecution before he even gets on the stand. It can't be like a movie, like.
Well, yeah.
Like make a scene in the
courthouse.
courthouse.
It'll still, obviously you would have to do it that way, but he would still have to say, He was
Oh
still have
yeah,
to say.
yeah. He definitely
Like,
had to
yo,
say.
it was
Yeah.
Clive Davis.
Oh, you're talking about
it was whoever.
Oh, they're gonna ask him to
It
testify.
was-
They're gonna,
yeah,
Okay, that's what. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it
was thinking
whoever.
like
It was
he's
this,
gonna
that, and the
snitch on
third.
the stand, trying
No,
to defend
it was D-Rock. It was all these people. Like,
Understood.
Yeah.
All right, now I see where you're coming from.
I mean, all right, that was
All right, because I was
back up.
confused. I was like, dude, it doesn't work like that. You
Yeah.
can't just get on the stand and be like, all right, yeah.
No,
All right,
of
judge.
course,
All right, what's
of
the
course.
deal? You got to have the deal before you even get on the.
No. I
like,
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So that's what I still believe is going to happen. That's what I
Just like
firmly-
how you believe Tory Lanez didn't shoot that girl.
Yes. I don't
You know for
believe-
sure?
No, I don't believe.
I
Tory
don't
Lanez
know.
shot that girl.
I'm 50-50 with it.
I sent you a little something earlier, some more evidence.
The senator is
Mm-hmm.
going to break her out. But this is the thing with the news, Ron. Anybody can say anything to get their views up. You can say stuff on the thumbnail.
We'll see. Because
It's just like
like I
I
said-
feel like something like that would be on national news instead of on YouTube.
national news. Don't nobody give a damn about.
Dude, he was on Dateline.
Don't nobody care about Tory Lanez now. He's in jail. He done
Oprah
already
asked.
got. He done already got
Megan
tried.
Stallion. Megan Stallion was on Oprah,
That's because Megan.
and then Megan Stallion asked.
Megan Thee Stallion. She's sitting there boo-hoo crying. And
But I'm saying it was on national news. But don't you think him being innocent wouldn't make national news? Like, you don't think it would?
But it's already tried, true, and signed, sealed, delivered, and convicted.
But I'm saying, like, if that was the case, there would be so much more notoriety instead of this being on some YouTube channel or thumbnail. Like, that's what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. But
Well,
wouldn't,
it
it,
just
wouldn't this
happened
be
a
on
couple
the
days
national
ago.
news?
But this did just happen a couple of days ago.
It should, you know.
So and like I said, if it's something tried to deliver, it's like, well, he should have there, and now you got the people like you. Well, he should have said his part and everything and all this other stuff. And like I was saying earlier, amongst us,
You said he was whipped.
I do believe he was just trying to hold out. He wasn't trying to as he's just being as a man. He's not trying to let a couple of girls go down for some stupid shit. That's what I think happened. Couple of women that he was fucking that he had some feelings for because he was dealing with Megan for a little while and he had some feelings for her. They had bonded on their mothers both passing, things like that. They had built like a real legit like bond with each other over that quarantine time. So but he was fucking with her best friend too. So they was all arguing.
Oh,
in
he
that
slept with Megan Stallion's
yeah,
friend.
he slept with the girl who I believe shot the gun, allegedly. And Megan Thee Stallion, and they was all drunk coming home from Kylie Jenner's party.
No, he was in front of Kylie Jenner's party.
No, it wasn't in front. They was coming. They was leaving Kylie Jenner's party.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, they was
But it
leaving.
happened
They
in
was
the
in
front
like
yard.
some neighborhood, like not too far from it. But it was a neighborhood like not too far, like around the corner from it or something like that. Cause they ain't make it far. But yeah, no. So, but like I said, I think men will do some crazy stuff for some pussy. And
Now,
I think he was a little pussy with, and he didn't want as a man, he didn't want these women to go down, go do some hard time for some super shit. So he was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. I ain't gonna plead my case. I'll take it.
one thing he does need to learn is prison politics. Because
I agree with that.
yeah.
Now, what happens in jail after this? From this point on, I can't. I ain't with that. I'm notorious. Shut the hell up. Do your time or whatever. If you're in there now, I believe you shouldn't be, but you are in there. So you got to do your time, brother. Shut the hell up and do what you got to do.
What happened was Tory had a phone,
It's on you now.
and that Mexican
I'm with you.
guy that had life, no chance of parole, has nothing to lose, kept asking. Tory Lanez let him use his cell phone. But then Tory Lanez
let the Mexican dude
use his cell phone.
Use
Yeah.
his cell phone. Okay.
his cell phone,
Okay.
call his wife.
Okay.
But then Tory Lanez was getting annoyed by that and started trying to act like a gangster, saying, "Man, fuck you, man." I was like, I'm tired of your wife calling my phone. You're not using my phone anymore. So then this is where the prison politics. He's like, "Oh, motherfucker, oh, you think it's sweet?" I was like, "You're from Toronto, motherfucker. I'm from California."
From Vallejo.
And fucking shanked him like over 11 times.
14.
14. Well, I was right. Over 11 times, right? Technically, I was right.
But where 11 come from? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just knew it was over 11.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of the exact number.
Yeah.
I do that in plumbing. I keep it like ballpark. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I told you
Yeah,
it
you
was
got
going to
a
be
ballpark.
23 to 27,000.
Yup,
It's 25.
Yup.
I didn't lie to you.
You got a ballpark.
Yeah. But yeah, and stabbed him. But I mean, Tory Lanez is a little man, and he needs to realize it. And he has a history of this little man syndrome.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
there was a situation where he was
Oh,
about
yeah.
to punch Travis Scott. I
Yeah.
mean, Travis Scott ain't a big
I'm
dude,
about
but
to say, yeah.
but Travis Scott's bigger than
But
Tory
he's big,
Lanez.
yep. Mhm.
So like, I mean, he definitely like
Like you said, it's that little man's complex that he got, man.
yeah.
And motherfucker, you going to prison, bro. This ain't prison in damn Wyoming or some shit.
I wonder how that hair transplant is hanging in prison. Because hair transplants, you got to maintain that. Because
I'm sure
you got to touch it up every 2 years.
I was about to say, I'm pretty
That
sure
thing's
you
probably
gotta touch
falling
it up
apart.
for sure.
Yeah, he's probably falling apart.
But if he get it to
He
where
was going
it
bald on
grows
his first
back,
single.
then yeah.
His first single.
Oh yeah, Tory. That's why he was out here, like you said. He was
I made it.
balling
I made it till 27. That poor kid didn't even make it past to 21.
Damn.
But
yeah,
you can't be acting like that in prison. And then the other prisoners, you're almost like a trophy, like a head trophy, like a deer trophy.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I stabbed him. Like
Yeah.
you get the notoriety of that. They're like, all right, he's moving
Even-
up the ladder.
even though
Yeah.
I still think it's like, even though Tory got the name, it's like I get it. The name is more valuable than the person getting stabbed. Because, like you said, with prison politics and stuff like that, I stabbed Tory Lanez. Yeah, he 5'2".
I mean, that's a big thing.
5'2" and $110. Like he ain't gonna put.
But
up
in
much
our
fight.
world, that's like, all right, whatever.
That's,
but in prison, you're not.
yes, I know
You're in
that
there
name-
with a
no,
bunch
it's
of dudes.
Tory Lanez.
You're in there with a
Poke
bunch
him
of
up.
dudes, no cell
Yeah, I mean,
phones.
yeah.
And
I just
you cut off from the world.
So I get it.
Yeah, that world is different.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
get
different world,
So I get
especially
it. I
West
get it.
Coast. West Coast.
Yeah.
Everything's
I-
race. Everything's
I
about
get it.
race. Everything's
I do
about
get it.
who you are, and that's who you roll with.
Because that's like with Diddy. Diddy go up in there, and he get touched or something like that. Somebody gonna be the kingpin if he get touched.
In
Diddy.
a good way, or
No, if he get touched, like poked or shanked or something like that,
Oh, yeah.
allegedly or something. He gonna whoever do that, get that job done. He
what's it
gonna
called? I forgot the prison when you go in it's protective custody, and then there's what's the other
Solitary?
word? No, not solitary, but where you're with everybody.
General pop.
Yeah, general population. That's the word I was looking for. I mean, I don't think Tory Lanez should have never been in general population.
Yeah, I don't
should.
understand that neither. But
But then he was trying to
Well,
act hard and be like, yo, I ain't gonna be in there
Yeah.
with some child molesters and fucking rapists.
Yeah.
Because those
Yeah.
are the type of dudes that
Yeah.
are in protective custody.
yeah, exactly.
So he's like, he doesn't want to be with those dudes, but you almost need that protection.
Look what happened.
You're
This is what
little,
happened.
man.
This-
You're a little man.
And I know
I could pick you up like a baby.
And I know you put a little bit of muscle on
Yeah.
your album cover. So you seen the album
Yeah.
cover too. All right.
He's trying to do his Tupac thing.
Yeah, so you done been
He
doing
even-
the
he
push-ups.
even got
and
he's got the Tupac
I said
tattoo.
The same thing. I was like, is that AI Photoshop? I thought it was Photoshop.
But with the titties, the AK-47.
AK-47. I was
Yeah.
like, is that Photoshop or something? Because that's the same Tupac
Yeah.
tattoo. I was like, but then, like you said, I was like, this little motherfucker, he out here doing push-ups and sit-ups. Obviously, we can see. But motherfucker, you still like 5'3" and a $140.
I mean, I will say,
now you're not.
I'll
now
say
you're
this.
not 110. You're like.
I will say
$140.
this in Tory Lane's defense: when you're 5'3", you have to be eccentric. I mean, that's what got him to his to sing and do this rap stuff. Is you got to have that self-belief in yourself.
Yeah,
And
of course.
I mean,
There's realism that comes with that. Too.
yeah, but you also got to realize you're out of your element in California. This is not Toronto. This isn't Canada. And not to say Canada goes soft, but California and Toronto is way different. I know it gets tough in Toronto. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but in Toronto, but it ain't like California. So
Yeah.
I watched that independent film. It was called Felon.
Independent film.
It was a true story. It was about the California prison system, but basically the guy owned a construction company. Someone broke into his house. He saw the guy, but he was facing his back, and he goes like this, and he thought he was a gun, shoots the guy that broke into his house in the back. The way the law was written was that, you can't shoot somebody from in the back.
So it's not, they're not.
But he said when the cop looked in the packet, it was his phone, but he thought it was a gun. But when things are moving so fast, but anyways, good dude, ended up going to prison, white guy, and he had to join the Brotherhood, and then he ended up doing more time, got in deep with the Brotherhood, and so. It's decisions you make, or even if it seems like right in your eyes, could change the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And there was also another independent prison movie I watched in California. There was an investigation where the COs would have the prisoners fight like UFC, and they would put money on it, and that legitly happened. But I mean, that Tory Lane stuff makes the prison look bad. That's what they were saying too in the news, because it makes it look like,
of course, you can't keep your people,
and it's gonna piss the prisoners off because they're in lockdown because of this stuff, and then they're gonna be like, "Yo, fuck Tory Lanez." We can't even play basketball because of this stupid motherfucker.
Now we all on 23-1 because these two motherfuckers want to have their issues and stuff like that.
But maybe, I mean, I'm not. That guy's gonna move up in the ranks in his Mexican gang.
Oh yeah.
So So hopefully, I hope if he's innocent, he's innocent. Right now, I think he shot her until proven otherwise. But
I'm just trying to figure out if the only way he could shoot her is if he was Doctor Strange. And he knows some magic shit to be able to pull that trigger.
Ron, can you tell me, do you know for a fact his fingers weren't on the his
fingerprints was not on? You can Google that.
But you can wash fingerprints off.
When did they wash it?
You can do it with a napkin, bro. You could just go like this.
His fingerprints was not on the gun. He didn't even have gun residue.
All right. I have to see the evidence to make a proper decision, because I don't trust the news, and I don't trust what people say on YouTube. I have to hear both stories.
It's coming out. It should be coming soon.
Will Tory Lanez be out before episode 24?
I would hope so. I would like so. I would like for him to be.
Yeah.
I would definitely like for him to be.
And then the Mendez twins brothers are out too. They're up for parole. They got parole now.
I was about to say, didn't they get parole?
Yeah.
It's been a while, man. Jeez,
no, but at first they got their sentence changed.
Because that happened a few months ago. They got it changed.
Yeah.
Because it was on what? It was life.
Yeah, life without parole.
And then they just got it. They got it changed, so now they can get parole.
But they're doing what's really getting them to even get this parole talk. They're actually doing really well in prison.
Yeah,
and
what I heard too. I said the same thing.
They have like a doctrine.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you could get a doctrine in prison.
Well, I mean, you can go to school.
Yeah, I know you could get a bachelor's, but a doctrine. That's. But I guess it's about that. But
they seem to be like.
It
was fucked up what happened to them.
I don't know what happened with that, but
them parents and stuff like that.
But we don't even know if that was true. But dude, that's the thing. The thing with the criminals is that they're the best liars, bro.
Yeah,
they know how to lie. They know how to manipulate the situation.
It's gray areas on both sides with that one.
So
I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, well, whatever. We'll see. I don't know what, because I'm with.
So if the dad was molesting him, why did he shoot the mother then? Why didn't you just shoot the dad? And then why, after you shot your parents, you bought a nice Rolex afterwards with the money that you got from the will?
Yeah.
And you're sitting courtside at a Lakers game.
That's their way of coping.
Yeah. So
that's why I said, man. I see both. I can see both sides.
I actually saw. I saw a wild situation.
Allegedly.
No, but with a parent, with a son killing their parents.
Part 2.
Was this is an act of, well, this case happened like 2 years ago. This guy was obsessed with this cam girl in Romania.
Cam girl, that's like a...
Yeah, like I'm lonely, come talk to me.
okay.
You know, $500, I'll show you a nipple.
Yeah.
All right, stuff like that. I don't know how those go. I mean, I assume that's how it goes.
Sounds right.
I'm gonna say you need to show me in person. That's what I'm gonna say. That we'll figure out how to get over here.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, long story short, he was stealing money from his parents. He was so spoiled. He stole $200,000 from his parents.
Good Lord, they got $200,000
Yeah.
to steal?
So he stole 200 to
Man,
give
we
to the
gotta sell
Romanian
homes, all
chick,
kinds of
the
shit.
cam girl in Romania. And then they told him, we'll say Johnny. I keep saying Johnny, but it's a good name. Johnny, if you give the $200,000, you stole $200,000 from us. And he was like 34 years old, still living with his parents. He was like, if you contact this woman, we're legally kicking you out of the house. And he still was strung out over this chick he never met. I don't care if she showed you the uterus. I don't care if she showed you the back of her
Fallopian tubes.
fucking
What the
throat.
fuck?
I don't care if she put a banana down her throat
Tailpipe.
live. I don't give a fuck what she did. If she's playing with herself, like the fact that you stole $200,000 a pen, you should get. If you were my son, I might shoot you in the backyard myself. Dead serious. I might beat the dog piss out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it would be hard.
$100,000.
But so anyways, he was so mad and threw a temper tantrum when his parents found out that he did that and he was getting kicked out. He killed his brother. He killed this.
Okay.
Yeah, he killed the mom and dad in this. And then he tried to go talk to the Romanian lady, the girl again. As soon as she figured out he didn't have any money, she left his ass and didn't even contact him. And he basically went to prison for some chick that lives in Romania that has at least 1,000 sugar daddies. So
did he have like some type of, because you say he was spazzing out, and like, did he have like a disability or something too, or?
No, he was just
34 and never met no chick, like
just a loser.
Oh, okay.
Just
one
a
of them
loser.
don't
I
touch
mean,
grass people.
Yeah.
In your mama basement.
Wolf fell in love.
playing
Guy, basically,
Warcraft.
Isn't that what those cam girls are? They're you're getting catfish.
Yeah.
You're living in some
so
fantasy.
He's just one of them ones that just play WoW all day.
I don't understand. I've never been a porn guy. I've been a strip club guy, but I've never been like a porn guy. Like, I don't understand why people like watching porn. I don't understand why you like to watch another man have sex with another woman. I at least at a strip club, you can get a lap dance. At least you can see it in person. If your game's right, you can, have dinner with them outside the club. So
if your money's right.
Yeah.
Your game ain't got to be shit. As long as your money right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just bizarre, man. There's a lot of things that people do that are crazy that doesn't make sense. But
it goes back to the whole, would do some crazy shit over some females.
Yeah.
Point blank period. Pussy run the world.
Yeah. It's a woman's world.
All right, let me stop saying pussy.
You're a father of 3.
3 boys.
Luckily, you get away with that.
Yeah. Shit, but
would you wouldn't talk like that if you had a daughter?
Nah, I couldn't. But I mean, I got a niece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys close?
Oh, yeah, that's my baby. She's
that's
like,
your little brother's daughter.
Yeah. That's like my daughter.
Yeah, because you were real defensive when you were talking about episode. I forgot. It was episode 5, Boo 5, when we were talking about the trans and she was playing basketball with
you ain't gonna be double teaming her. He's like, ain't no dude's gonna be out here.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck y'all. Dude chicks. Yeah, ain't gonna be out here. But yeah, no, so with that being said, man, I think we had a pretty good show.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Ruben. He getting married today. Thank you for the
Go ahead,
amazing
bro.
dinner. That dinner was good. Finally got to eat some good Mexican food. I had it was called the El Grande. It had the tamales. It had the beef. Yeah, it was the Grand Slam, and it had the enchilada. It had everything. Because I was like, man, I always get fajitas. I always get burritos. I was like, I got to do something different. So that's why I got that. But it was really good. I have a picture. I'll show you. I actually took a picture because I was like, the plate was like this, bro. It was bigger than this. Dog, it was like actually the size of this table.
My goodness.
So yeah.
Yo, is this episode 15 or 14?
15?
15.
15.
Good Lord. You know what's funny? I used to be like, yo, how do they always be forgetting like what episode this is and stuff like that?
Yeah, because they're in 101, 104, 116.
My brain be getting it. The last couple of episodes, I was going like, is this 13 or 14? Is this 14? 15? And now I'm
But
sitting there
I
like,
noticed things have gotten easier after 12. I will say this. From 8 to 12 was hard. And we made it look easy.
As far as like what part?
Like coming up with content, having things to talk about, making sure that we're not saying I don't know how many knows we said this day.
I agree with
that was actually, and I said that before. Even I said this is the hardest part.
8 to 12,
getting halfway to your goal.
Like,
well,
let's say 9. We know what episode 8 was.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say 9 to 12.
Yeah.
9 to 12 was definitely 9 to 12 was definitely like the
I mean, you did pretty good today, bro. I mean, just a side note, before we were on camera, he was like, man, Austin, I'm tired. I said, I said, once that camera's on, you know what time it is. And he delivered again.
When the camera
we delivered again.
I guess I just turned into, I'm ready.
I used to do this serving. I'd be like, turn the charm on. I'll put the mask on.
Exactly.